Joining us now is Shri Чинмой. He is director of the United Nations Meditation Group. He's the author of more than 300 books on meditation and yoga, in addition to being an artist and musician. And I understand that I may address you as Guru, and that you are a God-realized spiritual master. What is God-realized, and how does one achieve it?
One achieves God realization through meditation and prayer. And a God-realized person is he who has established a free access to the inner pilot within him.
Now, what is your personal philosophy behind your particular spiritual path?
Our personal philosophy is very simple: divine love, divine devotion, and divine surrender, unlike the human love, human devotion, and human surrender.
How does that affect decisions you make in everyday living?
It affects at every moment. When you offer divine love, we do not expect anything from others in return. We just love because we feel that inside that person is the living reality, which you call the Supreme. And when we devote ourselves divinely to an individual, we feel that we are reaching the source within us. And then when we make a divine surrender, we feel that our unlit part has surrendered to the most illumined part within us. It is not the surrender of a slave to the master, but it is the surrender of one's unlit reality to the most illumined reality within him. So this is how we distinguish the two.
We just had a very long and interesting discussion on meditation. How important is meditation in your spiritual path?
It is the most important thing in our path, and meditation is important for all the path that one has to walk along.
Well, now I understand that you're an exponent of, and I may not pronounce this correctly, Shakti Yoga. Can you explain what Shakti Yoga is?
No, I'm not.
You are not an exponent of that? Do you practice any particular physical exercise?
No, I do not advocate hatha yoga, physical postures. Only I advocate concentration, meditation, and contemplation.
Do you have a mantra, as the people before were discussing?
No, I do not give mantras. I find it is redundant. Again, I have nothing to say against people who are practicing mantra, but only on our path, I must say, it is on our path, it is redundant. But for others, I'm sure it is most effective.
Why is it redundant for you?
Because in our path, when we surrender our will to the source, we feel that the Supreme within us will guide us, mold us, shape us according to his own inner will.
Do you follow any particular diet?
No, well, I am a strict vegetarian, and my students are all strict vegetarian.
Why vegetarianism?
We know deep within us there are animal qualities. We quarrel, we fight, we are jealous of others, and we do many things undivine. Now, when you look at an animal, we see these are the animal qualities and propensities we see around us. But if we eat meat, then the qualities of the animal world enter into us. Whereas if we eat vegetables, then the mild qualities of the vegetable kingdom enters into us. So we are trying to have a quiet, mild life. Therefore, it is advisable to be vegetarian if one wants to expedite the spiritual progress.
Gurudev, it is obvious to you that there are scientists out there, I'm sure, who hear you say that if one eats meat, one acquires the mentality of the animal.
One becomes restless. That's all. Now here we're trying desperately to become calm and quiet and tranquil, so it will not serve our purpose.
How do you respond to the skeptical scientist, though, who says, how can you prove this?
spirituality is not something to prove. And if I know what I am doing satisfies me, I do not have to budge an inch to prove to you or anybody. The very fact that I am enjoying what I am supposed to enjoy. So here, by proving to others, what do we gain? We just enter into the world of confusion and contradiction. Whereas if I know that I am enjoying nectar, divine bliss, let the whole world criticize me or disbelieve me, I will not pay any attention to it. For if I know what my goal is, and if I am in my goal, let the world tell me that I have not come even to the starting point. I shall not mind.
Tell me this, I assume you began in India. You were born in India, studied in India. Could you tell us a little bit about your background and why you came here?
I came here because I was commanded by my inner pilot. Therefore, I came here to serve him in the aspiring West. And I was brought up in a spiritual community. I stayed there for 20 years. At the age of 12, I started practicing spirituality.
Many people would like to know, and this is a Western question, although not mine, but I feel free to ask it, my inner pilot, I guess. Why would you leave India? Why do many other spiritual masters leave India when there is great need and trouble in India?
Now, about others, I have no right to say anything. As regards my own spirituality, as regards my coming over to the West, I could say that in my case, I do not make any choice. I have no freedom of my own. If just today, if my inner pilot commands me to go back to India, I will be the happiest person. And I always listen to the dictates of my inner pilot. For me, there is no such thing as America or India or Europe or Africa. This world belongs to my inner pilot. So today he wants me to be in America in a particular home, and tomorrow he can ask me to be in another home. So I will be always ready to abide by his command.
How are your spiritual lectures conducted? Most Westerners are familiar to some extent with a Mass in a Catholic church or a Protestant ceremony or a Jewish ceremony. Can you describe what you do?
I give talks and I answer questions, and also I teach my students, my disciples all over the world how to meditate. And I have written, as you know, considerably, and also I help them inwardly. God, out of his infinite bounty, has given me the capacity to communicate with the souls of the seekers. So I teach the souls of the individual how to convince the aspiring heart and the searching mind to pray and meditate. So I mostly deal with the souls. When the souls deal with the individuals, I feel it is most effective. Otherwise, when you give mantra to some individuals or ask them to practice some mantras, the mind comes to the fore. And the mind is right now all confusion. The mind needs illumination. Whereas if we start our journey right in the heart or with the heart, then heart is identification. Here we can establish our inseparable oneness with the soul right in the heart. So our path is the path of the heart and not of the mind.
Well, now I know, because it was written up in the newspapers here, that you presented a collection of your books to Mayor Beam. And the book stood 7 feet tall, which must have been very interesting next to our revered mayor. But I'd like to know how, with the meditating you do, teaching, how much time do you allot for all these writings that you do?
I am the first person to disbelieve all this, but I am a mere instrument of my inner pilot. If one surrenders one's will to the inner pilot, there is no such thing as impossibility. So it is the inner pilot that does everything in and through me, and I try to become a perfect instrument of his.
But do you allot different times during your day to accomplish certain tasks?
No, I have no set schedule.
No.
I entirely depend on his will. This moment he will ask me to do something, and the next moment he will ask me to do something else. And there is no hard and fast rule in my life that I shall have to devote a few hours to this. Of course, I have to go to various places and I run centers. That I have to do it at a proper time schedule. But when it is a matter of composing songs or writing or painting, I have no fixed schedule.
That brings us to the point. I noticed that you brought a musical instrument with you. Could you show it to us and tell us what it is and perhaps play something?
Thank you.
What do you call this instrument?
We call it esraджі. Esraджі, it is an Indian instrument.
And is this used in your services?
This is one of the instruments that I use. If you are there.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there are a few other questions we'd like to ask you. Is that particular piece of music a composition of your own?
Yes, it is. This is a composition of mine.
I believe you also paint.
Yes, I do.
And what sorts of paintings do you like to do?
Mostly I do abstract paintings.
Did you study art?
I've never studied art. Again, I have surrendered my will to the will of the Supreme. I just try to become a humble instrument of His.
One of the things I'd like to know, since this is my first chance ever having to talk directly to a guru, is why we have so much trouble right now. You are attached to the United Nations. You have a meditation center. Why is there so much conflict? We have conflict in Africa. We have more crime in the streets. What is the problem as you see it?
The problem is that we cherish our limited freedom. We do not want to enter into the boundless freedom. The limited freedom is the dance of ego, I and mine. But the moment we can say that we belong to we belong to God and God alone, then all the problems are non-existent. Because here I and mine, when we say I and mine, we enjoy very limited freedom. But the moment we can say thou or thou art, then we enjoy unlimited freedom.
The moment we can say, would you say that again?
Thou and thou art.
Thou and thou art, I see.
Then we enjoy unlimited freedom. But we don't want unlimited freedom. We are afraid that when we try to enjoy unlimited freedom, we may lose our very existence. Like a tiny drop, the drop is afraid of the mighty ocean. But when the drop enters into the ocean, we see that the drop does not lose its individuality or personality. It becomes the mighty ocean, and its individuality and personality becomes infinitely larger than what it was before. So at that time, we cannot trace the drop from the mighty ocean. So we immediately say this is the ocean itself. We are afraid of the infinite. We are now enjoying the finite existence. But the moment we try to enjoy the infinite divine existence, we will be able to free ourselves from the meshes of ignorance that we are consciously enjoying right now, here, there, and elsewhere.
Is it possible for people who are not of your religious persuasion?
Excuse me, mine is not a religion. Mine is just a road. We walk along a road. Religion is not the same as the road. We walk along the road. You can practice your religion, she can practice her religion, and I can practice my religion. But if we walk along the road, there is no objection. We can reach our destination.
I didn't realize that. Have you had much effect on people at the United Nations?
Yes, I do have. They are extremely kind to me, and they do follow our path with utmost sincerity, all those who come and join us during the meditation.
Thank you for being with us, Gurudev. Shri Чинмой, author, artist, lecturer, and director of the United Nations Meditation Group. We shall return in just a moment.